Okay, so let me go over how to basically, just for one variable, I will show you how to convert the string kind of variable, which are categories, to convert them into a dummy variable. And let me share here, this thing here. So I created a file that's posted at the same place. And here is what we have done before. You don't need the TensorFlow for this particular example. I just copied them. I'm loading basically the file. So I have to first mount my Google Drive, of course. I already mounted it, okay. And then it's the HW2 income evaluation. So it's the homework2 file, the original file that you get from Kaggle for income classification problem. And if you check the current column names, they're kind of ugly, unfortunately. So there's a space in front of the work class. You can see space in front of the education. I first want to get rid of and clean up those variables. So you learned it, but sure. So here, for example, I am making it everything lowercase, replace the spaces with nothing, and the hyphen with the underscore. Usually it's a safer way in Python variable convention. And so if I do that, then you can see that whatever the space in front of the work class got disappeared. The capital hyphen losses are changed to hyphen underscore loss and these kind of things. Right? So you can do this kind of things. And wherever you notice that there are strange things in your Excel file, you can do, I want to change this to this, okay? You don't even need the string lower here because it's already in lowercase. So in the second line, you do it. But anyway, so this is what, and if I look at the first 5 rows, the names are here. And if you look at it, the incomes are here. So today, what I'm going to show you is that, so this less than 50K or greater than 50K, this one, I want to change it to a numeric classification variable, categorical variable, that is. Right? So one of the first things that I want to check is that, of course, I can go and open it in an Excel file and check what are the possible data types are here. I mean, the variables are here. So if I check here, so in the income variable, in this income variable, show me the unique the list of the unique variables. So it will pick up when there are many. I mean, there are many less than 50K kind of observations here, but it will just pick the unique one and put it in a list, which means that if this less than 50K will only show up in this list one time, it will just pick one's unique. Okay, and if there's some other things which we know that there's a greater than 50K, it will also show up there. So if I run this and then show me what are in the incomes list, it will show me, well, there's a thing that looks like this and the thing that looks like this, all right? I don't like the space in front of it, but let me ignore it. You could get rid of the space in your classical types kind of, and then walk with that. But let me just show you, ignoring that, I'll just show you here. And how do you get the dummies? It's actually surprisingly easy. And that's why people love Pandas. So PD is our nickname for Pandas, isn't it? So in the Pandas, there's a get dummies. And then here, the less than 50K and greater than 50K. I already checked that these are the only types. So I'm going to tell this function that there's there are observations that looks like this, and there are observations that has a string like this. And it is from the income variable, okay? So if I print this, we can see that, well, in the income, there are these kind of things. So how do I actually really, in my real data, switch this in here? I actually use that get dummies function into my actual DF. DF is our actual spreadsheet, isn't it? The DF. The DF spreadsheet in the income variable. So DF, it's a square bracket, means that I'm pulling out that column, isn't it? I'm pulling out the income column here. This is what this means, DF income. Okay, and the prefix income. And then I'm going to use the prefix income here. So you'll see what that does. And then it will create a dummy, and then the dummies, you can see the first 10 of them. So income, so there's a prefix of income, and then the kind of the type name. Unfortunately, it has a space in here, which is ugly, and I'm gonna fix it, and then greater than, and then you can see that the first row had income less than 50K, second row had less than 50K, but now it does not show like this data, like it's less than 50K like this, but the data entry has become 1111100, something like this, all right? And then, of course, it's mutually exclusive in the data if it's correctly done. So whenever this is 1, this is 0, and when this is 0, this is 1, something like this. We did create 2 dummy variables, isn't it? Is that by itself okay? Well, in the feeding into the neural network, I actually want to feed it as 1x, isn't it? One of the x variables. So what I do is that I concatenate, which means that I'm going to glue them to my existing spreadsheet, and my existing spreadsheet was df. Onto the df, I'm going to glue the dummies, okay? Axis 1 means that as a column. So I could have glued it like at the bottom as an observation, like a row, which is axis 0, but axis 1 means that I am gluing it as a column. So what this does is that the pandas concatenate the df and the dummies. I'm gonna glue them as columns. What this will do, and if I check the column names now, we have the age and blah, 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 everything, income, and now we have 2 more, which are the dummy variables. Now you actually got them, see? So if you had race and wanted to do it, I would check first what are the types in the race variable, which are black, white, American Indian, Asian, other, something like that. And then I want to get dummies and then write them all separately here. And then whatever prefix I want, probably race will be my prefix. And then it will create the dummies of whatever. But for the income, it does that. So, and this is rather ugly for me. So I want to get rid of the space. So what I do is that get rid of the space here of this to nothing. So it will get rid of the space. But then after I do it, am I going to really have like greater equal kind of thing in my variable name? Usually it gives an error in some languages, so I don't like that. So I'm going to change the income underscore greater than equal or less than equal 50K as just low income. And then the greater than 50K as high income. So I rename it. So now if I run that, I basically have income, low income, high income, and that's what we have, all right? So now if you check it at the very end, see, this was the original Y variable we had. Now we have low income, we have high income, and we did the same thing that we could have done in Excel with our manipulation. But if you're getting more and more proficient in Pandas and this, you get lazy and want to do it inside the Python program, okay? For the time being, if you're not comfortable with it, it's okay to do it in Stata, SAS, Excel, that's fine. Especially when the data is small, it might be faster. And if you just have one variable, I would do the same. I would just do it in Excel and switch it in before I read in the data. But later on, if I have many things to do and many variables to do, maybe at some point I want to do it inside my Python file, which is like this, all right? All right.